Hello there, and welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I put a video out. I can only apologise for that. Well, it's here. It's fantastic. It's Sonic Mania, and I imagine if you're taking any interest in this video, you've probably seen about at least 1,000 of these videos at this point. But this is a fantastic game. This is everything, quite frankly, an old school Sonic fan has wanted for decades. And it took a team of fans to make it. So that's both good and bad, I suppose, depending on how you look at it. I mean, it shows obviously that Sega really don't have much of an idea where they're going to take this character, clearly. But on the other side of it, it also shows that they have faith that fans can make something that's probably the best Sonic game since the original games, and given the fact this game improves upon everything those games had in them, says a lot, I suppose. And you know, I mean, I think this was 15 quid on PSN. I know there's some controversy with the PC version due to the fact there's some especially nasty DRM that Sega never mentioned to a lot of Steam users. So yeah, there's that, which is a slight downer, but generally it doesn't affect how good the game is. It's just a shame that it happened. Anyway, I've played through this once. Haven't collected all the emeralds because, to be honest with you, the special stages are quite difficult on this. As I said, you've probably seen about 1,000 of these videos at this point. But I will say that this brings back a lot of memories. The thing is, kids today are used to the 3D Sonic. That's the Sonic they know, so that's the Sonic they sort of expect. I suppose when you see this, people are like, what is this? I mean, there are a lot of people that are big fans of the newer stuff. Might prove a bit controversial, but I can't stand the 3D Sonics. I have tried Sonic Adventure. Didn't like it at all. Although I will say I did go and actually play it. I've got a copy of it on the I think it's on my PS3. And it's just not a very good game. But I suppose that's an unfair thing to say in some regards, because some people really like it. But oh boy, here we go. Ready to have a well, possible seizure. How fast this thing goes. That was a bad medical joke. Apologies. But anyway, like I don't know. I tried it and I couldn't stand the camera. It was irritating. Even though when I saw it when it originally came out, it looked amazing. The graphics were fantastic. But the gameplay was near, and it was difficult to do simplest things like collect rings. And I think that's the mentality a lot of people have got now, is that, oh, Sonic's about going fast. It really isn't. Sonic was always... There was always an emphasis to go fast. It was part of the gameplay, but that was never what Sonic was. It was just part of the gameplay. So, and I always found that kind of bizarre. Sonic has to go fast. That, to me, really wasn't what Sonic was about. It was about good gameplay, and going fast was just an aspect of it, I suppose. Oh, that was intelligent. So yeah, so from that perspective, you know, I would like to see another developer maybe produce another Sonic game. But I don't know, part of me feels maybe Sonic just doesn't need 3D. It just doesn't seem to work. That some people like it, I suppose. Personally, I'm not one of them, but you know, everyone's entitled to their own opinion and stuff. That's why I've always been more of a Sonic fan than a Mario fan. But that doesn't take away from the fact that Mario is a damn good game. And what I love about this is this takes all the aspects of the old games and pretty much improves upon it in just about every way. I sometimes think maybe Sega should start maybe looking at other characters they've got that are just as, you know, you've got so many characters in Sega's back catalogue that just really haven't been used in decades. You've got your Streets of Rage and Golden Axe and that. What is he doing? Oh, and also just what is amazing that Tails is also a complete dumbass, and that warms my heart, I must say. You say, oh, you play as Tails. I don't want to play as Tails. He's crap. And that wasn't he was necessarily crap, it was just the fact that the AI wasn't particularly that competent when it came to playing as him, and also that one player could just leave him behind most of the time. So, but I've got to say I was pretty chuffed that this come out, because this is everything an old school Sonic fans wanted for decades. And it also makes me feel old as well, I must say. I mean, I was about, what was I, what? Oh hell. Oh no, not spikes, not spikes! I thought I was going to do spikes and lose on my rings. I think I was about 6 when this game came out. Well, the original game came out, should I say. So, yeah, rose-tinted glasses, I suppose. There's certainly a lot of nostalgia there. So, I suppose that makes me inherently biased. And I suppose there's not a lot I can do about that, really. But at the same time, like, I've played a couple of... There are some good 3D Sonic games. There's just... Well, they're okay. They're not bad. I mean, you've got Sonic Generations, for instance. That's a very... That's a fun game. It's not what I'd class as... I don't know what's the word. The 3D stuff. I can't... I've tried to like the 3D stuff. I've tried many times to get on with it. I've just never found it. Oh, for God's sake. Quickly, hit me with a thing. I want rid of this stupid shield. I've just never really found it, I don't know, just fun. I suppose that's... No, Generations was good. The 2D stuff was good. I've just never got on with the 3D stuff. I think a game that doesn't get a lot of love is the Sonic Advance games on the Game Boy Advance. They're very good. And of course, I suppose you can't forget Sonic CD, which is a weird one. Sonic CD, I found that game to be very strange sort of game and level design and stuff. It was fun though. But of course, you had to own a Sega CD, and I don't know about elsewhere in the world, but in the UK, a Sega CD at the time was really expensive. I think for me, when Sonic was sort of big, like in the mid, the early 90s, probably middle of the 90s as well. For me, once I had my Mega Drive, I then moved on to PlayStation, and then Nintendo 64. So I kind of I grew up on Sonic, and then he just kind of faded out, really, to be honest. And it wasn't necessarily his games were bad, but it was just, you just kind of grow up and you grow out of things, and that's why sometimes I feel that maybe Sonic should just been put out to retire. Just let him run off into the sunset and come back with something else, or come back in a few years That's what they really need to do with things like Call of Duty, because they just keep churning out the same stuff, and it's getting old now. And then Activision look at the, you know, the sales, especially the latest one, and think, this didn't sell very well at all. Because you're burning people out on a franchise, keep churning it out. I mean, hell, even Assassin's Creed. Oh no! Oh, that was, damn it. They burned people out on that for that exact reason. So, you know, something can up here already. But so this is just a breath of fresh air. It really is. It's just nice that a company took the time to put out a decent Sonic, and I've been up here already. And I love the idea that they've remixed all the levels, so everything is everything's just really, really creative. I don't know what happened to Sega as a company, but they just seem to have lost their way with Sonic as a character. And some of the crap they've put him in over the years is embarrassing. I haven't played Sonic Boom, but I've heard enough about it to know that, yeah, this is not a game that Sonic I don't know how to speak, just doesn't deserve to be in such crap. But I understand they've also got different player bases now, so there's really nothing wrong with that. I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of your younger generations, I would imagine, maybe they appreciate these older games. It may also be that they've just... What's down there? Or have I just been down there? You utter prick! How long it took me to get those lives? I mean, rings? You... Oh well. But like... You know, that's what they're used to, I suppose. So there's really nothing wrong with that. I suppose it's too easy sometimes to just get a bit sort of obsessed with nostalgia. This is a powerful thing. No, Tails! No! You utter prick. Tails, stop losing my rings. I love that they've added so much to this. Oh, we've run out of time in a minute. They've sort of introduced so many different sort of things from the other games to all the different shields. And I've got... Oh no! That's not good. Hey, the emeralds. These are quite tricky, actually, I must say. And... Oh, got the game glitched out on me from it there. If there's one special stage I do like, it's the... No, don't, you're not tricking me. And I will say that these emeralds are quite difficult to get hold of. I've only collected 2 or 3 of them so far. I'm actually surprised this wasn't released on PS3 and Xbox 360, because I don't think you need... From what I've read, this is sort of Sega Saturn sort of... well, it would run on it. Well, that's the speculation that it would run. It looks like a game that would have been designed to run on a Sega Saturn. I was like, that's kind of interesting, because again, after Mega Drive, I just never really sort of bothered with Sega after that, which is quite sad actually. But I was growing up. You sort of change, I suppose, as you get older. You don't really realise it at the time, but you do sort of... She's getting faster. Oh no! That bugs me though. That's some bullshit. So yeah, as of yet, I've not been able to collect all the other emeralds for that reason, because it's quite tricky. I kind of wish I owned a Switch actually, because this game would be really, really good on the Switch. And from what I've read, it's supposed to be quite good. Oh! I will say these get a little bit, they get a bit tedious at times, the amount of these there is. Because what you used to do, if you've never played the Organs, you used to do these to collect the emeralds. And they get more difficult the more you played, and the sort of variation of difficulty. But this, as fun as this is, it can get a bit tedious because there's just absolutely so many varieties of these things to do. And I think I've not even done half of them. The boss battles are quite cool though. If you're good at this. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, hello. On my rings. Oh! As I said, you've probably seen about 1,000 videos on Sonic Mania at this point, so I'll try not to drone on too much about nostalgia, but it's just so good. Things like Mario's had a few not such so good games, but the majority of the games have been really well made, and you know, the new one looks quite weird. The new Mario and Rabbids. I've never even played a Rabbids game, but from what I've heard, it looks basically like XCOM. And I tend to find anything with the XCOM formula is usually pretty good. Frustrating, but pretty good. No, no, no! You utter... No, 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 no! It rings! I will say the time limit's kind of irritating. It never used to bother me as a kid, but it really does now. Not sure why that is exactly. Maybe a lack of patience. Tails fell down again. I would like to see, I'd like to see another developer create a Sonic game, maybe Nintendo. Be kind of interesting. They're working, Ubisoft was the ones that developed that Rabbids, weren't they, apparently, so that could be kind of interesting. Oh, what? Do you know what, I can play this really well when I'm not recording it, but for some reason, while I'm recording it, I'm just cocking up all the... No! Hey, alright, it's alright. No, 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 I don't... You bastard. I will say one thing that is annoying is keeping rings in the later levels is actually quite tricky. Because the majority of these zones are sort of remixed, but there are a couple of... How many times do you have to go for this, Tails? Jump with me. Thank you. Tails, for the love of God. Yeah, there's a flaw for you, Tails. He's irritating. He's stupid. But to be honest, that just adds to the charm, to be honest. It just makes it more fun. Right, I want these emeralds, because if you unlock all the emeralds, you get Super Sonic. He tends to make the game... That was good, Aaron. You completely missed that. Good job. Come on. Imagine if, well, imagine, I suppose, was it 94 was the last, was it 94 was the last Sonic game of this type? So if you work that out, that's nuts if you think about it, like, I mean, Sega have produced some atrocious shite. Oh no, no! Yes, yes! I'm coming for you. I'm going to get you. You are mine. Gotcha. Nipples, I missed. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Gotcha. Finally. Yeah, 94. So you do the math. That's a long, long time to wait for a 2D Sonic game. So I mean, I'd like to see them do more of these type of games, but at the same time, maybe one 2D Sonic game is enough. Oh, you utter... That's why maybe, as I said, Sonic just needs decent developers. Maybe Sega should just publish these games and leave the actual making of these games to someone else, because clearly the people that made this game know what Sonic, they know what it's about. They understand the concept of the gameplay and stuff and how it plays. Quick Tails, get me up there. Get me up there. Come on, put your back in. Or Tail. Do it. No! Don't you drop me! Don't you drop me! No! You! There. Up Tail! No! Oh man, that's the only thing also that's irritating, is the when you've got the flame shield, you press it, double press it, and he just shoots off. Also love the remixes as well. They've done a fantastic job with remixing all these really iconic sort of... I knew you were going to do that. Go again. That's some bullshit. Some old school gameplay design is a little bit unfair at times, I must say. I think also games, especially just make myself sound like an old man, but especially at my age now, like it's a time of your life. It's something you vividly remember because you know it's what you had at the time, and it really is that damn good. Oh what? No. How long it took me to... Ooh, extra life, won't that? Yeah, I'm one of those annoying kind of people that likes to collect everything. Ah! And failing, bleeding miserable at doing that. I hate them things. I will say the one mechanic that I'm not that keen on is there's a... It's where you can jump and he'll do that bloody thing where he'll shoot off, and I find that really irritating. So a lot of the time I like Tails to line me up for stuff and then I can collect stuff. But no, he doesn't. He lines you up and then you just shoot off, which is irritating. I wonder what a younger self would think of this if I saw this as a kid. Because sort of... Yeah, we're gonna run out of time in a minute. Okay. Ooh. Oi, oi, oi. Dirty move. Still think I prefer the special stages in Sonic 3 and Knuckles to this, to be honest. Although I have to say I do sort of appreciate these, they're kind of different. Oh my god, look. Whoa! Some more rings. Give me rings, give me rings! Try not to scream too much. Oh, yeah, give me rings. Yeah. Oh, no, you prick. No. I cocked it. That is frustrating. 3 emeralds left to get. And I've only got 12. Is it 12 stages? Something like that. No, I want my rings. I'm annoying like that. I like to collect all the rings. What's this? Hey man, I know that dude. I used to hate this boss on Sonic 2. It used to do my head in. The rings! Quickly get the ring. Yeah, suck it. This recording's been going 28 minutes. I've only played the first 2 levels. Now for another zone in a minute that everyone, well, I personally have always remembered, Chemical Plant. I used to hate this zone as a child, just because of that one point in the game where it throws you on the on those moving platforms, which are really always usually quite tricky to actually get to the top. And obviously you get that warning that you run out of air, and it's always really quite stressful. Oh no! Imbecile. I'm assuming the route I took was the hard route. I like the idea that you got different branching paths and stuff. That's always kind of cool. Well, that wasn't good. Fell a long way. Honestly, Tails. No! Ah! Right, just, yeah, thank you. Just work with me, yeah? Oh, no. Okay, that's not good. I actually have played enough, in fact I own a copy of Sonic Episode 1, no, Sonic 4 Episode 1 and Episode 2. And I've got both of them on different platforms. I've got one episode on PS3 and one on Xbox 360. And, I don't know, like, I played them and, like, the physics all they all feel off to me. The physics just don't feel quite correct on that game. I don't know why exactly, but it just doesn't make any sense. Come on, Tails, you can fly me up there. Pretty much Tails is just a taxi service, that's basically all he is in this game. Yeah, come on Tails, come on, a little bit more. Yeah, good job my man, good job. Oh, you idiot, I want the ring. Oh. I hate these goddamn... son of a... I've watched a lot of people struggle with this, and I never really understand why, because it's just... That's probably because I've played it so much. It's just dead easy. No, no, I'm... Cocked it? No, I didn't. Basically, because I've memorised that from a child, so it's really not that difficult. But I imagine people that never played it before would have problems with it. I must say that water doesn't... water. Should I say that its chemicals don't look particularly that healthy. I wonder if there's any extra lives down there. I know there sometimes is. To think the 90s would have been as memorable without Sonic or Mario, whichever side of the coin, the fight as such that you're on. I mean, at the end of the day, if we didn't have these, you wouldn't really have much of a gaming sort of thing now, I suppose. I don't know if anyone's ever... There's a book called Game Over, and it's all about Nintendo's history, and it's pretty fascinating read. Let's just say that Nintendo weren't exactly what I'd like to call a particularly easy company to work with. A lot of pretty iffy practices and stuff. I don't think I ever actually finished Sonic Generations, actually, as a game. No, I don't think I ever did. I could never do the 3D stuff. I just found it... I just couldn't do it. Not sure why exactly. I'm just crap at 3D games in general. Like, for me, like, playing stuff like Nintendo, I never really came to appreciate Nintendo until the 64-bit generation, so for me I'd missed out on quite a lot at that point. Which I suppose for a lot of people is like, what, you've never, the only Nintendo stuff you ever played was the 64, which a lot of Nintendo people tend to say is Nintendo's weakest console. But yeah, I'd never played it. I'd played the games and stuff in the system, but I never get off me. I never actually owned that particular system. That's something I would love to have owned now. I've looked into it many times on eBay and stuff, but to be honest, finding one that hasn't gone yellow with age, and then obviously I thought, oh, you know, your Super NES would be kind of amazing. But to be honest, given the fact that Nintendo, from what it seems like to me, have sort of artificially sort of created this demand, and I'm sure there is a big demand for the Super SNES as such, but if you can't buy the bloody thing, then what's the point? I used to read there was quite a few different Sonic comics over the years. The one I used to read was one based in the UK, and it was massive. It went on for a hell of a lot of issues. There was a hell of a lot of, I can't remember, I think it was, there's a couple of different ones. There's one called Archie, there's another one called something else. But there's a hell of a lot of them. Oh, what? Well, that's some bullcrap. He emulates what you do. I never noticed that before. It's kind of cool. Come on, Tails. Come on, we can do it, buddy. We can do it. Good son of a bitch. No! No! I don't want to go down there. I do want to go down there. Nice one. Didn't know that. I could even get up there. Not bad. used to find that really annoying. My friend used to do. They used to collect every single ring in the game. I was like, why are you collecting all the rings? Like, because I want to. Like, but I get it now. I finally get it. I hate them things with a flipping passion. One thing I think would actually improve this game is if they just got rid of the time limit. I've never thought the time limit was actually a problem, but it is actually really irritating. The hell just happened there? Come on, get it. I want it. It sounds wrong on so many levels. Come on. You're not gonna get away with that easily, matey boy. Not a chance. 50 rings, not bad. Come on, go. Oh, Jesus, that was a bit iffy. Sorry, Lord, if you're religious or anything like that. No. Man, you really need to practice at this a bit more. Oh man. Oh, it's so irritating, these special stages. Really are. I'm sure I could do it if I wasn't recording, but it just requires so much concentration. The boss for this level is pretty cool as well, the second act of it. Good. Oh! I sod the special stages. They're irritating. And I suck at them. Oh. All I want to do is swear. But I won't. Because I already have. There we go. Now, if you ever played the Mean Bean Machine, that's what this basically is. And there's someone who's never actually played it. I don't think I've ever actually played the... It might have been on one of those 3-in-1 compilation games, possibly. That wasn't very good. I think this is basically Sega's version of Tetris, essentially. That was such a good game, Tetris. I've still got it to this day for my for the Game Boy. Robotnik's had it. See, I call him Robotnik because that's what he was called in the manual. Whether there's like a translation error there or what, that's what we always used to call him.